I spent 20 years leading a company in York, Pennsylvania, which, believe it or not, is one of the leading firms in helping very large and very good companies figure out how many facilities they should have, where they should be located, be it distribution or manufacturing in this case. So I know firsthand, have spent 20 years doing that work. To your point, first of all, the state tax incentives and so forth should in fact go away. But I would suggest that if we address regulatory reform, if we lower the corporate net income taxes as being suggested by the governor, and we strengthen our workforce, that we will attract those companies with little or no need for tax incentives. And so talking about the latter one, which is workforce, years ago as we did these studies, the biggest drivers were typically transportation cost, labor cost, real estate cost. And we have a great location here in Pennsylvania, so that benefits us. We already have that going. In recent years, that shifted predominantly to labor availability, not the cost of the labor, but the availability, which is what we're here talking about. That, of course, comes down to career and technical education. We need more of these middle skills that we are severely lacking. And so the seed I kind of want to plant, and I try to share everywhere I go, getting back to the state universities, about 45% of kids that go to college have no degree whatsoever in 6 years, none. Right. Another big percentage, I don't know what it is, but I think we could safely assume another 10 or 15 or 20 points on top of that don't get a job in their field. Right. They have a lot of debt, they have nothing to show for it. The universities, to your point, have become dinosaurs in many instances. I'm not talking about STEM and some of those things. So my point is, there's a lot of great things you talked about. Criminal justice reform, training inmates for real world types of jobs, educating parents and guidance counselors, career and technical education at the high school level, expanding the Thaddeus Stevens. I would suggest some of our state universities should either adapt or go out of business, let them convert to associate type programs and technical. And the thing I want to share is I think we have more than enough money to fund all of that, and it's the $1 billion, $1.3 billion when you include capital, that we are continually and is proposed to continue to send to these state universities. Let's start to shift. We are incentivizing this same behavior that we're complaining about. We are incentivizing students to pursue a lot of these outdated degrees. The money is there. We just need to shift it away from the old school model of college for everyone and start to use some of those funds on the career and technical side. So I just want to plant that seed with you. I think there's more than enough money to do it. We just need to move it from one bucket to the other.